in January 2021. I had been hired to write a story about a much-loved, embarrassed cleaner who had become a world star in no time. We wanted to know how she herself lives. Although I tried to avoid prejudice, I cannot deny that it existed. I expected to be met by a woman who would tell me to take my shoes off in the hallway and would wipe the table as soon as we got up. A woman whose every closet would be in perfect harmony. But, well, I was faced with a completely different case. An enthusiast bouncing from place to place who hadn't had the energy to make the bed because it didn't bother her that much. The girl who immediately blurted out at the top of the interview that she would get mad at Sammy if he cleaned while she was on a business trip or otherwise away from home. I listened to her with my ears red, shocked at first, until finally, when I left the gig, I noticed something else. I was inspired. I was immensely inspired by the peculiar attitude to life that shone through her. She had the kind of relaxed attitude that I didn't have a drop of. I remember sharing Auri's true nature with everyone who could listen. By the way, the story about the gig was widely read, and I'm not surprised at all. When a Finnish publishing company contacted me a couple of months later, I fell off my chair. Would I be the author of Auri's cleaning love book? Surely not, I thought, swallowing. But quite suddenly I replied, "Of course I agree." It didn't take long for us to sit together again, this time in the publishing house, Auri in an all-pink outfit and me a little less colorful. That was the beginning of the adventure that has given birth to this book. Among other things, the book has taken me to cleaning gigs in catastrophic locations and to ask Auri many small things, sometimes face-to-face, sometimes on the phone, sometimes just through messages. The best way to get the most out of Auri is when she has sent me voice messages. At minimum, our relationship has resembled the contact between two friends. And did anything change in me when the book was finished? Am I still a mildly negative person about cleaning, preferring to do anything but clean? You will find out by listening to this book. Welcome. Join us. Prologue. First things first. Wonderful. What is? In this story, many unusual things turn out to be wonderful. One of them is the floor of a shabby studio apartment. Well, actually, you can't be sure if there even is a floor. And if there is, it is covered in pizza boxes, bottles, overflowing plastic bags, and other identified stuff and junk. The stale-smelling sea of waste rises to waist-high in certain places. Would such a floor be wonderful to you? Do you know those stark reality TV shows that sensationalize chaotic homes? Homes in which the residents haven't seen daylight in months. The ones we stare at in disbelief, reassuring ourselves that there is no way homes like that exist, at least not in our neighborhood. This floor, and the home that is made on the floor, in the foyer of which I am now huddling, indeed reminds me of those television programs with destroyed apartments and miserable human tragedies. For the woman with me, the floor of that apartment is indeed wonderful. To get there, she traveled in her tiny van for hours, stopping at a gas station to pick up a box of tea bags as she usually does on these trips. She also booked a room for herself in the nearest hotel. She never ceases to hum as she wades through the apartment and makes her way through the hallway bulging with stuff to the cramped alcove that is the bedroom. There lies the bed's worn-out mattress, which is about to drown among the piles of garbage. The woman looks at the poor mattress like it's a dear old friend. She has her naturally blonde hair in 2 pigtails, a pink apron to protect her black clothes, and thick-soled glitter boots, which are pink, of course. The glittery shoes would fit on the floor of a stylish nightclub, which is not too sticky because it gets scrubbed. Here, the boots do not stomp on the floor.